On May 12th, I spoke at the regular Garden Valley Fire Commissioners meeting representing the Garden Valley Citizens Committee, as I normally do. After my statement, 2 commissioners responded to the GVCC's proposed levy position paper. Since I was not allowed to respond during the meeting, this video is my response to correct the record and clarify what GVCC has actually proposed. When I first started my 25-year fire career in 1993, both as a volunteer and professional firefighter, I trained under the NFPA standards, the National Fire Protection Association. Those standards have been updated numerous times over the years. In 2024, one of the biggest changes was the consolidation of multiple firefighter training standards. NFPA 1010 consolidated 4 previous fire professional qualification standards: NFPA 1001, 1002, 1003, and 1005.
Public comment? Yes.
Okay.
You're right there.
All right. So, Jason Solomon, 21 Schoolhouse Gulch Road. I have 2 items I'd like to put on the record, and I'll hand them out after I'm done. The Garden Valley Citizens Committee proposed levy position paper was released on April 18th. It included data, from records requests, along with our opinions and recommendations. We wanted the citizens of Garden Valley to have access to the data and to hear opposing opinions. We've also steered citizens to our website for those records because they requested records also, so we weren't burdening the fire department. This data brought up numerous questions and nearly unlimited back and forth conversations on social media. In December of 2025, we posted the following statement on our website. Even though our initial focus is with Garden Valley Fire Protection District, we see this committee as able to serve Garden Valley and Boise County alongside all government agencies. Our goal is simple. We want to help plan a better future for fire and EMS response in Garden Valley following the failure of the levy back in November. We have no desire to benefit financially from our opposition to this current levy now or in the future. In closing, I would like to make the final statement. Elected officials serve the will of the public and are entrusted with public funds and decision-making authority. With that trust comes an obligation to operate transparently and to accept reasonable scrutiny, including public records requests and open examination of their actions. Accountability is not hostility, it is a fundamental part of representative government. So I'd like to just provide the position paper for everybody here, as far as the commissioners and for the record, and also what I just read off. All right, thank you.
Sure.
Implementing NFPA 1010 is a big one for you. And on several occasions, you have mentioned that we need to lower the standards that the fire district has attained so that people that don't qualify can drive the fire trucks. And that kind of sounds pretty selfish for your group. Lower the standards so we can play in the sandbox is basically everything you put out. That's basically what it says. It doesn't give a cohesive financial plan. It doesn't give anything how the community benefits if we lower the standards. Right now, the fire department has SOGs. We have firefighters that are qualified. They can go to work anywhere. We're going through, what is it, the ISO? Yeah, it's called the ISO evaluation, which helps people retain or even get homeowners insurance. It rates our fire response times. Why is your position, I don't even have to ask why, we know why. You guys want to drive an ambulance, a fire truck, and you're upset that the fire district is doing so well. So I don't give any credence to your argument. And that's, you asked for my position, and that will be it. I mean, there's nothing in there of substance. Nothing.
You have 3 minutes to respond.
No, I responded to you. You don't get to respond this time. You can write another one for the next
pretty
meeting.
specific.
Huh?
NFPA 1010 is pretty specific.
That's right. If you want to clean toilets and sweep the shop, you
That's
can
not
do
what it's
that.
talking about. Look at the training options that are out there that you can buy into programs that
We did, so we're done.
So in February, I asked Commissioner.
So we're done.
So
We are done.
that's your point.
Yeah.
Your position.
That's my position. You didn't offer me anything worth substance. And I think that a lot of people here, we're hearing the same thing. I don't know if anybody else has anything. Yeah.
NFPA 1010 Chapter 5 is not a GVCC invention. It is part of a nationally recognized NFPA fire service standard. NFPA is the most respected standards organization in the American Fire Service. NFPA standards are widely used across the United States as a foundation for firefighter training, qualifications, safety practices, equipment standards, and emergency response operations. These standards are trusted because they are developed through a formal process involving fire service professionals, reviewed by committees, updated on a regular basis, and used throughout the American Fire Service. For example, the State of Oregon Department of Public Safety, Standards, and Training adopted NFPA 1010 Chapter 5. Chapter 5 is not about recruiting people to clean toilets, sweep the shop, or play firefighter. It is about creating a structured support role for non-hazardous atmospheres and protected work areas. Action Training Systems provides training modules for support personnel, including communications, PPE, respiratory protection support responsibilities, portable extinguishers and fire classifications, scene safety, hose and hydrant operations, handling hose, scene lighting, utility shutdown, ropes and nuts, equipment cleaning, and inspection.
Well, what I see in a lot of the correspondence going back, a lot of contradictions in what you're saying. You say you support the firefighters, but at the same time you don't feel that they should be compensated in any way whatsoever.
Incorrect. Paid per call, it's in there. This is the Garden Valley position paper on the levy, and we have 13 recommendations here. The fourth one recommends utilize the paid per call program and training stipends. Paid per call stipends.
Also, on your website, you have what we do and what we do not do. And you tell us what you do all the time, reviewing publicly available information. You conduct independent research. You encourage informed community discussion on Facebook, which a lot of people don't belong to Facebook. And you share non-binding observations and recommendations, which means basically non-binding that you can just throw anything out there and it doesn't have to be true or binding. What you say you do not do is set policy, budgets, or taxes. Okay? But you're trying to influence setting policy, budgets, and taxes. You don't directly speak, you don't direct the public agency or operations or staffing. Okay? But you're trying to influence and you're trying to direct this public agency operations and staffing. You don't speak for any public agency, but on your, we've already talked to you about your email address that I don't know if you've ever changed it, was GVFPD, which appears to be Garden Valley Fire Department Communities or Citizens Committee, which it is not.
I explained the reason that was.
Yeah, I understand the reason. Doesn't mean that it's right, because you're showing that you're an approved
Negative.
agency.
We expressed that months ago that we were not, and that's why we changed our original name to just Garden Valley Citizens Committee. We'd already established that email, and it was to establish emails for the fire department separate from the other taxing districts.
But the general public, I don't think, sees it that way. And then you say you don't handle complaints or emergency requests, but it seems to be on your Facebook page that you do a lot of that. Not to mention directing negative comments towards the chief and members of the fire community. So that's just some of the contradictions I'm seeing. We listened to the community, and they said the last levy was too expensive, so we cut it down, and the new levy is 40% of the last levy. The people can decide if it's worth it to them or not to be able to compensate qualified firefighters and EMTs. Yeah. You have anything, Mike?
You guys said it all.
The commissioners have had our email all along. They have been copied on numerous emails between us and the chief for public records request. They never reached out to us for clarification to discuss any of the things that we've proposed. And we also want Garden Valley to have access to the records, the facts, and all sides of the conversation so we can make an informed decision about the future of fire and EMS in our community. NFPA has provided this new tool for the fire service to address volunteer shortages, enhance operational efficiency, and strengthen community engagement. The citizens of Garden Valley deserve an open discussion about NFPA 1010, Chapter 5, department financials, and other potential solutions to the volunteer firefighter shortages. The full-length, unedited video can be viewed on the GVCC Facebook page or on our YouTube channel. Thank you.